What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at DSP Gaming's finances for the work week. And of course, you guys know that every week we take a look at the numbers and do a comparison week over week, month over month, and year over year. And you guys know that January has not been a good month for our boy Phil. This month's revenue has been abysmal, and that's due in part to the Argentinian detractors that have decided to wage war against Phil and his gifted memberships. If you want to know more about that, there's plenty of videos out on my channel, and you can get up to speed on that. But of course, this video is specifically focusing on the revenue streams for DSP Gaming, mainly tips, super chats, and yeah, so let's get into it. So the work week this week saw a slight bump in tips. So Phil managed to pull in $1,041 compared to $905 from the previous week. And the interesting thing here, of course, is Fat Cat was not on stream. So it actually benefited Phil not to have Cat on stream. So we may be seeing an end to the Family Burnell streams going forward, especially if he doesn't see a significant bump in tips and super chats. Now, if we take a look at super chats for the work week, yet again, Phil got decreased. He received less super chats than he did the last week. So in super chats for this week, Phil pulled in $221 compared to $246 last week. And like I say, week over week, I feel like I'm a broken record. If tips increase, super chats decrease. If super chats decrease, tips increase. The dents are just shuffling money around. There's no additional new money. It's just shoveling around money. That's all it is. And that seems to be the case this week. Now, if we take a look at the grand total, Phil managed to pull in $1,262 compared to $1,151. So he saw a bump increase of about $60. And the other interesting thing here that I wanted to say is I took a look at the tips and the super chats. And the funny thing is that of the $1,262 that Phil made, $700, roughly about $700, was donated to him by 5 people. And it's your usual suspects. You know, 1 Minute Man, Lisa Lou, all the you know, the whales and the dolphins that continue to keep Phil afloat. And let's not forget 1 Minute Man and his traditional, I think he gave $150 this week. So yeah, it's the same, you know, 5 regular people just donating for Phil, and that's what's attributing to this decline month over month, and of course year over year. So for the month so far, Phil managed to pull in $4,765. $4,765 compared to 5,000. Excuse me, that's incorrect. Phil managed to pull in so far this month $4,876. I think I did a typo there. Yes, there you go. $4,876 compared to $5,595 from the previous month. Now, again, that is a decrease. Now, that's, you know, it's lower than previous years. What really is going to hurt Phil is the memberships, not having those gifted memberships. Those Argentinian memberships are going to hurt him big time, because not only have the memberships, those cheap memberships, hurt Phil, where other people are not donating gifted memberships. They're not, you know, OIC is not dropping gifted memberships because there's no one to receive them. People are not super chatting as much, and people are not tipping as much because they think, yeah, Phil is doing pretty good. And that was the main reason why Phil took down those membership totals from his leaderboard, because he didn't want people thinking he had 12 or 1300 members. You know, thinking, you know, he didn't want people to think, oh, Phil is doing well. And that was Phil being honest, and that's the main reason why he took it down. But those gifted memberships from Argentina really gonna hurt Phil. And not only are they gonna hurt Phil for the January check that he gets in February, it's gonna really hurt him for February. And I don't think he's realizing this, especially for DSP Gaming. he last January he received about 300 gifted memberships, legit gifted memberships. These are from your OIC socks and so on. He got about 300 early in January. Then he received, all of those Argentinian ones that he received, right? Those 300 gifted memberships are slated to drop early February. What's going to happen is that those people that receive those gifted memberships, the Argentinian folks are going to come in and dump more gifted memberships, right? So the ones that got the 300 gifted memberships that actually gave Phil whatever was $250 per member, they're going to be replaced by these Argentinian memberships. So Phil's going to lose all that revenue for those 300 members as well, on top of not receiving shit for those 700 or 800 gifted memberships that he received from the Argentinian Detractors. So I have a feeling that come February, probably mid-February, DSP is going to realize this, and what he's going to do is he's going to use that as a means to raise prices on DSP gaming. He's going to come in and say, look, my business is hurting, no one's gifting memberships except for these Argentinian people, and I need to raise prices to offset. So I'm going to have to raise the standard membership to $5.99 so that when the Argentinian folks gift, memberships, when the Argentinian people gift memberships, it's not gonna, we're not gonna count them. So, OIC step up and drop those $5.99 per member bombs. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna use it as a way to increase his prices on DSP gaming, and he's gonna use the same excuse that he used for DSP React. But in this case, that doesn't work because he has nothing tied to his membership. What, emotes and badge, crown badges? That's all he fucking has. So that's not gonna fly there. He's gonna have to use the excuse that his revenue is getting slaughtered by the Argentinian Detractors. So keep an eye on that for the next few weeks. I have a feeling that's going to be the next big DSP story arc that's going to come, is the increased pricing of membership in DSP gaming. So anyway, let's take a look at the grand totals for the month. So far, Phil managed to pull in $3,764 for 2024, compared that to $3,951 last year, which is a net decrease of 5%. If we take a look at the super chat, that's where Phil's getting hit really hard. His tips are pretty close, but his super chats are getting slammed. So for super chats, he pulled in $1,112 this month, compared to $1,598. That's a net decrease of 30%. And then if we look at the grand totals, for the grand totals, Phil pulled in $4,876, which is $4,876, and then you compare that to what he pulled in last year for that time period, which was $5,547, for a net decrease of 13%. So yet again, he's following the same pattern that we saw last year, where he's losing money. Now, if you want to compare that to what he did in 2022 to 2024, it's significantly lower. As you can see here, Phil managed to pull in $7,000. Let's see here. He pulled in $7,546 in 2022 for January, which is huge. Now, if you compare that to what he pulled in this month, you're looking at a decrease. You're looking at a decrease of 36%. 36%. From 2024 to 2022. That's fucking terrible. Not to mention, his views are down. I mean, in 2022, he was still roughly around 800,000-900,000 views a month. And now he's barely cracking 500,000 on 3 channels. So, yeah, it's not good for our boy Phil. It's pretty abysmal here. But we'll get a better picture at the end of the month when we get the total view counts. And then we can we can figure out roughly what he got for ad revenue, and then kind of calculate what he got for memberships and kind of give a grand total. But yeah, January is going to be really bad for Phil, and it's going to hurt him bad in February. So expect him to really harp on. He may tell people not to do gifted memberships. He may say forgo gifted memberships and give me a super chat. If you were going to gift me. If you were going to give 10 memberships, give me the super chat of 10 memberships. I can expect Phil to be really desperate. And I think once he realizes that DSP Gaming is in trouble as well, his membership is there, that's when we see Phil panicking. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.